I know a lot of times this looks really, really boring, but it's really fascinating, and it's really good that this is happening. Because there's so much good things happening here, even though it looks like we're doing nothing, than if I was out making things a lot harder than they needed to be, getting her to find forward. So right now I'm getting to her brain, hopefully. They'll usually tell you if they understand something when they come out of this, but this might actually be the end of the session too. When she comes out of it, we'll see. I never try to have like a set time for a training session. It's all different for every horse per session. I've had sessions only take 10 minutes where they get out and they either do what they already know but improve on all those things to where it's like, yeah, it doesn't get better than this, put them up. Or they really progress on something new that's just like, wow, and you can put them up. Other times it might be, an hour. Other times if they get really emotional going through something, it could take an hour or two because you got to wait for those emotions to come back down. It's never a bad thing that they get emotional during a training session. That means there's opportunity for them to learn. It's important though to wait until they bring their emotions back down before you end the training session. Because if they're still a little emotional and bothered when you put them up, chances are they'll be a little emotional and bothered next time you get them out. But she's already learned her parking position pretty well, even though normally we'd be squared up, but she picked up on that in 2 sessions. I'm really, really excited about this horse. I'm going to put my time, heart, and soul into this horse to make sure that she has the brightest future that she can possibly have. She has just got a good brain. She's such a good-natured horse, and she knows that she can connect with people and actually seeks that out. The rest is just training and education. There she's kind of coming out of it, taking a step forward. See if she asks me a question or just goes forward. Yep. There she's going to check in with Mother Nature. Does it come back down? We'll go back to working on stuff. So I'm just going to ask her to park. Square up to me again. There's where her eyes above her wither. I'd rather it not be there, but the better she can learn to find comfort moving forward, the less she'll feel the need to pop her head up like that. There, she's turning much better that time. And I actually slowed myself down to tell her yes, and then she got unsure. So let's try to clarify, follow that snap, and go forward. Have her put me back in the saddle there. Ahead of my shoulder, behind my belly button, out of my 4-foot bubble here. Let's see if I can ask her to trot. I'm doing it off of a feel first because eventually I don't want to have to use a stick. See if I can get my string to cooperate with me here. There, I just want to back up that feel on the rope that she's just wearing instead of responding to. There I'm kind of driving the hock more towards her nose because she's really heavy on the rope. So I'm going to see if I can get her more forward. There she kind of dipped her nose a little bit. She's actually yielding forward and you can see that bounce in the rope. That's much better. I'm going to ask her to stop by lifting my rope towards her croup. I do want her to step forward more and step under instead of sucking back like she did. But she's still learning that and she's making some brief little steps towards that there. But I wanted to reward her for that time where she put that slack back in the rope at the trot and then at the walk. Let's see if she thinks about that. She looks a little sleepy-eyed, like she's thinking again. Here I might ask her to drop her head. I'm going to ask her at the rope first and just put that little feel with my finger. She's going to follow it. I'll give it back. So lots of processing today, but we're not quite done yet. We're going to see where she goes with this. She's really thinking hard. Normally when I stop them, I do want them to square up with me better, but now's not the right time to be that particular with her. She's still new to all this, and I want to reward her for any little progress that she makes. Make sure I'm giving her yes answers. It's okay to tell your horse no, but make sure that you're giving them yes answers. There always has to be that open door for them to follow. It's pretty windy here, so that's what she's thinking about now. Wonder if she needs to be concerned. See if I can put that little feel on the rope. See if she'll just relax a little bit. There she goes. And she actually is getting better about not throwing her head up as much. Where we started, there was a couple of times where she got pretty high-headed, and they can't really truly go forward or yield when they're tight like that. When their head's up in the air, their back's tight, they're not athletic. All their muscles and joints are braced. And it's not just about the head down, that's just a part of it. I actually want her to relax her entire top line. And the eye being level or below the withers is just one of the many indicators. Just that alone doesn't mean they're relaxed. There's mechanical ways you can teach horses to put their head down and they can still be tight, bracy. But the more I can get her to think, ooh, her ears just went back again. The more I can get her to think, and just those few times where I went to go send her out and she dropped her nose a little bit and thought about going forward, even though she didn't commit to it, that initial thought was there. There, she's lowering her head. Maybe thinking that she might want to connect with me there. It'd be interesting to see if she actually tries to square up more, and that might be what she's trying to do with that responsibility. So I've made that parking spot a comfortable place to be. It's that little sweet spot between the boundaries. Well, she's still pretty sleepy there, even though she's got her eyes open more. But I'm probably going to end the video there just because it's probably not the most fascinating thing to watch, but you can kind of see how long this whole process is taking. But if you want to check back in and see what process Sister's going through with her training and how much she progresses, check back in with us. But thank you for joining us.